Hello loves, I am back with another video. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year to you guys. We finally made it to 2018. Bye-bye 2017, hello 2018. For some reason, I feel that 2018 is going to be a great year. I'm crossing my fingers, but I just feel like it's going to be a great year. So today's video, I wanted to, do something for my plant beginner amigos. I just wanted to share with you guys, those who are, looking to start off fresh and earthy and planty for the new year. I wanted to share some beginner plants for you guys. Your babies, you're not on that intermediate level, or, you're not, advanced. You're a plant beginner. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all started as a plant beginner sometime in our life, some point in our life. So I just wanted to share with you my top, I guess maybe 5 indoor beginner plants with you guys. And when I say my top indoor 5 beginner plants for you guys, I mean that these plants require barely no maintenance. They're easy. They're just very simple. They don't require a lot of work. They don't get on your nerves. Yeah. So let's get started. So if you guys are interested in watching my top 5 indoor plants for beginners, keep on watching. All right, guys. So the first plant that I want to start with that is such a great plant for beginners, that is just like my bestie forever. It comes from now forgive me guys, okay? Like, I know I'm a little advanced with the plants and stuff, but I'm still a beginner with learning these names. The actual name for this plant is, I think it's like a philodendron. I'll write it here as you can see, guys. Philodendron, something like that. But the popular name is a pothos plant, or the vine plant. It looks like this. I'm sure that you guys seen this plant before. This plant is everywhere. You can buy it in the grocery stores. You can buy it at, Home Depot, Lowe's, at any plant nursery. This plant is very easy to get, and it doesn't cost a lot. As you can see, that they call this plant the vine because, it grows like a vine. Recently, I trimmed this plant and created a new plant that's in water. But this plant can grow a lot. Like, it grows beautifully. It grows long. And it's just such an easy plant. It requires very low maintenance. Water it maybe in the winter time, maybe once to every 2 weeks. In the summertime, your warmer climates, maybe once a week. The plant will let you know that it needs water because the leaves will kind of curl up a little bit and whelp. And once you take the plant out of the vase or the vase, it will feel very light. So right now it's kind of heavy because I just watered it. But this plant just requires very low maintenance. The next plant that I want to let you guys know that's a great plant for beginners is, of course, the lucky bamboo. The lucky bamboo plant, of course, you can get this plant anywhere. It's just a very common and popular plant. I keep mine in water and just change out the water once a week or once every 2 weeks, just to put have the plant in fresh, clean water. This is such an easy plant. They even have plants that come together as 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 that curl or twist together. So these plants, you can get really creative with them. But this plant just requires low maintenance. That's all I do, is just change out the water once a week. That's it. And it stays beautiful. Like, this is a new baby that has been growing here. It just doesn't require a lot of maintenance, and it just looks beautiful. It adds some feng shui, some zen to your life, your house. So that's another great plant. Another great plant, my third plant that is really awesome, that is just so beautiful, that requires nothing. It's just such a good baby. This is mine, of course, as you guys watched in my other videos, this is a snake plant. I had 2 snake plants. I had a big one, and then I had a very small one. I potted them together to create this big one. So I cannot wait till the warmer climates come around so that I can see how tall this plant will grow or how much it will grow. This plant does not require no maintenance. It doesn't need a whole lot of sunlight. The other two plants I mentioned doesn't really need a lot of sunlight neither. It doesn't need that bright in your face sunlight. This one doesn't need a whole lot of sunlight neither. You can pretty much put this plant anywhere and it's just like, all right, that's fine. I'll just accept to these conditions. You know, I'm just, all right, that's fine. Like, this plant just does not care. You can put it anywhere. And just like other plants, water once a week. In the summertime when it's warmer, and then in the winter, water maybe once every other week or something like that. You know, you can tell when it needs waters when you put your finger in the soil, an inch in the soil or half an inch in the soil, and it feels dry. You know, if no plant residue or, you know, soil residue comes on your fingers, you need to water the plant. So that's such a beautiful plant. Like, that plant, I love that snake plant. Like, I encourage all you beginner people, baby people for plants, get that plant because it's just so pretty. You know, I never had any issues with that plant, neither the pothos. Like, those plants are just awesome. Another plant that is very easy, but this plant is a little what's the word again? Temperamental, I think. You know, sometimes every now and then it gets a little attitude, but for the most part, this plant requires low maintenance. It's very easy in my opinion. This is the peace lily plant. It's a beautiful plant. It requires low maintenance. And the reason why I recommend this plant also for beginners is because this plant would definitely tell you when it needs water. You know, a lot of people are like, I don't know when to water it. Like, No, this plant, the leaves will wilt down like that. It would just come down. It'll look like it has like low self-esteem like this. Like, it will come down. And this plant, it would just let you know it needs water. So that's when you can tell when you can just water it. You know, like, this is my fiance's favorite plant. And he waters it. He just watered because the plant was like this, looking all sad. So this is a great plant. The reason why I just say it's temperamental is because sometimes you will get like a random yellow leaf. You know, and sometimes when your leaves turn colors, it tells you what it needs. Maybe it's something with the soil. Maybe it doesn't have enough water. Maybe it has too much water. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But if you keep this plant likes a lot of sunlight. If you from what I could tell, not direct sunlight. Not a direct sunlight. So I had it on my refrigerator where it's a nice window over there, and this plant just does beautiful. Or, you know, I put it right by the window on the floor. Like, this plant, in my opinion, guys, this is just my opinion. This is my experience with plants. Everybody has a different experience with plants. You know, they'll tell you different things. You know, honestly, you just have to really figure out what works for you. But this has worked for me. Like, this plant, just keep it in this same location. Water it once a week. And it will do great. You know, sometimes when you bring this plant home, you know, a lot of plants will have a shock because it's a change of environment. So, you know, I brought this plant home and it was just beautiful. You know, I was like, I gotta take that plant home. Her name is Lucy, by the way. And when she came to my house, she was like, what is this? What? Take me back to Safeway. Take me back to Safeway. And I was like, you ain't gonna come up in my house and be disrespectful, Lucy. So Lucy was just turning yellow everywhere, and I was just like, I can't deal with you. I can't deal with you. I just can't, you know. But then Lucy straightened up, and I haven't had no problems with her. She tried to catch an attitude with this little yellow piece right here, but that's the only piece that, you know, is doing that. So every now and then your plants will have a leaf that turns yellow or a leaf that turns brown. You know, I think that's part of, I think that's part of plant life. So overall though, this plant is very easy. It's beautiful in the summertime. It blooms like the white flowers, you know, when the white flowers start to brown out and die, just cut them. But that's a low maintenance plant. I really feel like you can do that plant. You can do that plant. Like, you can, for beginners, I have faith that you can take care of that plant. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, another plant. I just got this plant, but I've had this plant in college. This is the ivy right here. That girl is poison. It's just me. Can't remember. All right, this plant, I remember having this plant in college, you know, and in college, who cares about plants? I love plants. Like I said in my past videos, I grew up with plants. So I just love plants. So I had this plant in college, and this plant requires very low maintenance. It doesn't require much. Just water it like the rest of the plants. You know, this plant grows like a vine as well. And I just love how the new babies look when they come and sprout. It's just, they're just so pretty. This is such a beautiful plant, and it gives so much character to your home. Like, it's beautiful. I just love how it grows in a vine. Like, it's just such a beautiful plant. So this is my new baby. I think I'm gonna name this plant Poison. I'm not sure yet, but that requires very low maintenance too. Just water and that's it. And then since you got, for those of you who are beginners, you know, if those of you who are experienced, bye-bye, this is only for beginners. Make sure you change out the soil once, I think maybe what I do, this is what I do and it works for me. Maybe once every 6 months, change out the soil once every 6 months. Or you could do like a year, once a year or something like that. But you just want to make sure your plants are growing in fresh soil. And then if you notice that your plants are just whelping a lot, like once you become in that habit of taking care of your plants, you notice, you'll get the chance to learn your plants. Like you'll know, like, oh wow, Lucy over there looking like she got low self-esteem. Let me go water her. You know, Ozzy over there looking like he feel dry. Let me, like, you'll get to learn your plants. You'll get to know them. You know what I mean? So once you get to know them, you'll start to be like, what is wrong with that part of that plant? Like, it'll just become like a habit. You know what I mean? So what I learned is sometimes I'll take the plant and feel the roots. Like, okay, for example, my old peace lily was growing and growing and growing a lot, right? And every time I'll just water it, 3 days later, low self-esteem, whelping. You know, it kept doing it and doing it and doing it. You know, and at the beginning, I didn't really know. So I did look it up. You do want to do your research. And it said that maybe it needs to be repotted. So when I took the plant out, roots was wrapped around. Now, some plants like to be root bound. And root bound is when plants are just like wrapped around. Like the roots. It's just roots. So, you know, sometimes you got to break those roots up and cut it and repot the plant. But, you know, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. We'll talk about that in another story, in another video. But this is just my plant video. I just wanted to share with you these 5 plants that are really, I suggested, are really good for beginners that you can get at a lot of different stores. Home Depot, Lowe's, some grocery stores, nurseries. So I really encourage you guys to get plants. You know, they really help to cleanse the air. They become like your babies because you can see them grow and you can see when they have attitudes and you have to put them in their place a little bit. But they're just amazing. You know, it's really good to have, you know, in your home for clean air, you know, clean natural air. And they're just amazing. This is my Monstera plant. This is another easy plant to take care of. But for plant beginners, I think it could be overwhelming because this plant just grows like crazy. But it requires very low maintenance. It's such a beautiful plant. But we'll talk about that in another video, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. Hope you enjoyed my video. Stay tuned for more videos. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or write the questions in the comments below. And if I say any plant name wrong or something like that, for those of you who are experienced planters, indoor planters, it was a mistake. I know my plant names. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Happy New Year to you guys. God bless all of you. And I will see you next time. Bye.